Pollution is the introduction of contaminants into the natural environment that causes adverse change. Pollution is the process of making land, water, air or other parts of the environment dirty and unsafe or unsuitable to use. Pollutants are the key elements or components of pollution, which are generally waste materials of different forms. Pollution disturbs our ecosystem and the balance in the environment. With modernization and development in our lives, pollution has reached its peak, giving rise to global warming and human illness. Pollution occurs in different forms: air, water, soil, radioactive, noise, heat, thermal and light. Pollutants, the components of pollution, can be either foreign substances, energies or naturally occurring contaminants. Definition: pollution may be defined as an undesirable change in the physical, chemical or biological aspects of environment which makes it harmful for humans, for other living organisms and for cultural assets. It may also be defined as an addition or excessive addition of undesirable materials to the physical environment, water, air and land, making it less fit or unfit for life. Pollutants. Pollutants are the materials which make the environment foul. A pollutant is a substance or energy introduced into the environment that has undesired effects or adversely affects the usefulness of a resource. They may also be defined as the materials or substances present in the environment in harmful concentrations. A pollutant may cause long or short term damage by changing the growth rate of plant or animal species, or by interfering with human amenities, comfort, health or property values. Some pollutants are biodegradable and therefore will not persist in the environment in the long term. Air pollution is a change in physical, chemical and biological characteristic of air that causes adverse effects on humans, other animals, plants and buildings or other objects. The ultimate result is a change in the natural environment and or ecosystem. The substances that are responsible for causing air pollution are called air pollutants. An air pollutant is known as a substance in the air that can cause harm to the humans and the environment. These air pollutants can be either natural, example wildfires, or synthetic, man-made. They may be in the form of gas, liquid or solid. Types of air pollutants. Air pollutants can be in the form of solid particles, liquid droplets or gases. They may be natural or man-made. Pollutants can also be classified as either primary or secondary. Primary pollutants persist in the form in which they are added to the environment. Usually, primary pollutants are substances directly emitted from a process such as ash from a volcanic eruption, the carbon monoxide gas from a motor vehicle, exhaust or sulfur dioxide released from factories. Secondary pollutants are not emitted directly. These are formed by interaction among the primary pollutants. For example, two primary pollutants, namely nitrogen oxides and hydrocarbons from vehicles, react in the presence of sunlight to form two secondary pollutants, peroxyacyl nitrate (PAN) and ozone. These are more toxic than the primary pollutants. Sources of air pollutants. The major sources of air pollution are fossil fuels, coal and petroleum, and industries. The sources which contribute pollutants to air are mainly of three types: point sources, line sources, and area sources. Point sources are stationary sources. These include industries and thermal power plants. They add pollutants to the air at particular points. These pollutants affect restricted areas only. Line or mobile sources. These include automobiles. They add pollutants along narrow belts over long distances. A smoking person while walking is also a line source of pollution. Area sources. These include towns and cities. They add smoke and gases from the fire over wide areas. Sources of air pollution refer to the various locations, activities, or factors which are responsible for the releasing of pollutants in the atmosphere. These sources can be classified into two major categories, which are anthropogenic sources. Anthropogenic sources, human activity, mostly related to burning different kinds of fuel. Stationary anthropogenic sources include smokestacks of power plants, manufacturing facilities, factories, and waste incinerators as well as furnaces and other types of fuel burning heating devices. Mobile anthropogenic sources include motor vehicles, marine vessels, aircraft and the effect of sound, etc. Chemicals, dust and controlled burn practices in agriculture and forestry management. Controlled or prescribed burning is a technique sometimes used in forest management and farming. Fire is a natural part of both forest and grassland ecology, and controlled fire can be a tool for foresters. Fumes from paint, hairspray, varnish, aerosol, sprays and other solvents. Natural sources. Dust from natural sources, usually large areas of land with little or no vegetation. Methane emitted by the digestion of food by animals, for example, cattle. Radon gas from radioactive decay within the Earth's crust. Radon is a colorless, odorless, naturally occurring radioactive noble gas that is formed from the decay of radium. It is considered to be a health hazard. Radon gas from natural sources can accumulate in buildings, especially in confined areas such as the basement, and it is the second most frequent cause of lung cancer after cigarette smoking. Smoke and carbon monoxide from wildfires, volcanic activity which produce sulfur, chlorine and ash particulates. Air pollutants are of three major kinds: gaseous materials, particulate matter and radioactive substances. Gaseous pollutants. Oxides of sulfur. These include sulfur dioxide SO2 and sulfur trioxide SO3. Sulfur dioxide is produced by volcanoes and in various industrial processes. Since coal and petroleum often contain sulfur compounds, their combustion generates sulfur dioxide. Further oxidation of SO2, usually in the presence of a catalyst such as NO2, forms H2SO4 and thus acid rain. This is one of the causes for concern on the environmental impact of the use of these fuels as power sources. They form about 18% of total air pollutants. Oxides of nitrogen. These include nitrogen monoxide NO and nitrogen dioxide NO2. The oxides of nitrogen are released by automobiles and chemical industries as waste gases. Especially nitrogen dioxide is emitted from high temperature combustion. Nitrogen dioxide is the chemical compound responsible for photochemical smog and acid rain, etc. They form about 10% of total air pollutants. Oxides of carbon. These include carbon monoxide CO and carbon dioxide CO2. These oxides are produced by cigarette smoking and burning of fuel in houses, industries, powerhouses and automobiles. Carbon monoxide is a colorless, odorless, non-irritating but very poisonous gas. It is a product by incomplete combustion of fuel such as natural gas, coal or wood. Vehicular exhaust is a major source of carbon monoxide. Carbon dioxide is a greenhouse gas emitted from combustion but is also a gas vital to living organisms. It is a natural gas in the atmosphere. Carbon dioxide is also released by animals and plants during respiration. The carbon dioxide content of air has increased by about 15% in the last 100 years due to excessive burning of fuel. Hydrocarbons. These include methane, ethylene and are composed of hydrogen and carbon. The hydrocarbons are formed by incomplete combustion of fuel in automobiles. They are also released into the air as components of natural gas and by evaporation from petrol and organic matter. Photochemical oxidants. These include peroxyacyl nitrate PAN, ozone O3 and aldehydes. The photochemical oxidants are formed by reaction of nitrogen oxides with the hydrocarbons of the air in presence of sunlight. The ozone is a clear blue gas with a sharp smell. The ozone layer in the stratosphere protects the living organism from ultraviolet UV rays of the sun by absorbing nearly all of them. Particulate matter. Particulates, also referred to as particulate matter PM or fine particles, are tiny particles of solid or liquid suspended in a gas. In contrast, aerosol refers to particles and the gas together. Sources of particulate matter can be man-made or natural. These are added to air by industries and automobiles and by operations such as blasting, drilling, crushing, grinding, mixing, etc. Some particulates occur naturally, originating from volcanoes, dust storms, forests and grassland fires, living vegetation and sea spray. Human activities such as the burning of fossil fuels in vehicles, power plants and various industrial processes also generate significant amounts of aerosols. Averaged over the globe, anthropogenic aerosols, those made by human activities, currently account for about 10% of the total amount of aerosols in our atmosphere. Aerosols are the chemical released into air with force. These include chlorofluorocarbons CFCs, polychlorinated biphenyls PCBs and tobacco smoke. CFC is present in the emissions from the jet aeroplanes. It is also used in refrigeration. PCBs are produced by burning of plastic. Tobacco smoke contains a hydrocarbon called benzpyrene. Radioactive pollutants. Radioactive pollutants produced by nuclear explosions, war explosives and natural processes such as the radioactive decay of radon. Carbon monoxide affects the respiratory activity as hemoglobin has more affinity for carbon monoxide than for oxygen. Thus, carbon monoxide combines with hemoglobin and thus reduces the oxygen carrying capacity of blood. This results in blurred vision, headache, unconsciousness and death due to asphyxiation, lack of oxygen. Carbon dioxide causes global warming. Sulfur dioxide causes respiratory problems, severe headache, reduced productivity of plants, yellowing and reduced storage time for paper, yellowing and damage to limestone and marble, damage to leather, increased rate of corrosion of iron, steel, zinc and aluminium. Hydrocarbons, polynuclear aromatic compounds PAC and polynuclear aromatic hydrocarbons PAH are carcinogenic, may cause leukemia. Chlorofluorocarbons CFCs destroy ozone layer which then permits harmful UV rays to enter the atmosphere. The ozone layer protects the earth from the ultraviolet rays sent down by the sun. If the ozone layer is depleted by human action, the effects on the planet could be catastrophic. UV rays cause sunburn, blindness and inactivation of proteins, RNA, DNA and plant pigments. CFCs have produced a hole in the ozone layer over Antarctica. Nitrogen oxides forms photochemical smog. At higher concentration causes leaf damage or affects the photosynthetic activities of plants and causes respiratory problems in mammals. Particulate matter causes toxic effect in man. The dust causes respiratory trouble called lung fibrosis. Lead affects central nervous system. Asbestos particles. Asbestosis, a cancerous disease of the lungs. PCBs damage liver and central nervous system, impair vision and change skin pigmentation. Benzpyrene causes lung cancer. Air pollutants affect plants by entering through stomata, leaf pores through which gases diffuse, destroy chlorophyll and affect photosynthesis. During the daytime, the stomata are wide open to facilitate photosynthesis. Air pollutants during daytime affect plants by entering the leaf through these stomata more than night. Pollutants also erode waxy coating of the leaves called cuticle. Cuticle prevents excessive water loss and damage from diseases, pests, drought and frost. Damage to leaf structure causes necrosis, dead areas of leaf, chlorosis, loss or reduction of chlorophyll causing yellowing of leaf or epinasty, downward curling of leaf and abscission, dropping of leaves. Particulates deposited on the leaves can form encrustations and plug the stomata and also reduce the availability of sunlight. The damage can result in death of the plant. SO2 causes bleaching of leaves, chlorosis, injury and necrosis of leaves. NO2 results in increased abscission and suppressed growth. O3 causes flakes on leaf surface, premature aging, necrosis and bleaching. Peroxyacetyl nitrate PAN causes silvering of lower surface of leaf, damage to young and more sensitive leaves and suppressed growth. Fluorides cause necrosis of leaf tip while ethylene result in epinasty, leaf abscission and dropping of flowers. Water pollution is the contamination of water bodies such as lakes, rivers, oceans, aquifers and groundwater. Water pollution is defined as an addition of foreign substances to water or a change in its physical property that constitutes a health hazard or otherwise makes it less fit or unfit for use. This form of environmental degradation occurs when pollutants are directly or indirectly discharged into water bodies without adequate treatment to remove harmful compounds. Water pollution affects the entire biosphere, plants and organisms living in these bodies of water. In almost all cases, the effect is damaging not only to individual species and population, but also to the natural biological communities. Polluted water causes the destruction of plants and organisms living in or around the polluted body of water. Contaminated water also harms people, plants and creatures who consume it. Water pollution can be caused by pathogens, inorganic compounds, organic material and macroscopic pollutants. Water pollutants. Water pollutants can be classified into three main categories: physical pollutants such as heat and oil spills, chemical pollutants such as organic waste, pesticides, inorganic chemicals, radioactive waste, etc., and biological pollutants such as viruses, bacteria, protozoa, helminths, etc. Sources of water pollution. Sources of water pollution can be natural sources and anthropogenic sources. Natural sources. Soil particles enter water due to soil erosion. Minerals get dissolved in water from rocks and soil. Animal waste and dead, fallen leaves fall into water sources. Decaying of organic matter also pollutes water. Anthropogenic sources. Man is the main cause of water pollution. Various man-made sources of water pollution include organic waste, domestic waste, sewage, effluents of industries, waste from animal sheds and slaughterhouses, soaps and detergents, inorganic chemicals, surface runoff from agricultural fields having pesticides and fertilizers, oil spills, heat and radioactive substances. Types of water pollutants. The main water pollutants are organic waste, pathogenic organisms, inorganic waste, radioactive waste, solid particles and heat. Organic waste. Organic waste are contributed by domestic and commercial sewage and the effluents of paper mills, petroleum refineries, food processing plants, dairy farms, poultry farms, slaughterhouses, breweries, etc. Pathogenic organisms. Domestic sewage introduces pathogenic organisms into water. These are carried to other places by flowing water of the river, thus spreading disease-causing agents to wider areas. The diseases caused by microorganisms include jaundice, typhoid, dysentery, diarrhea, cholera, tuberculosis and many more. Inorganic waste. Inorganic waste reach water in farm runoff, bathroom water and industrial effluents. Rainwater exceeding the soil's water holding capacity drains away into water sources carrying dissolved chemical with it. This is called leaching. Leaching from fields constitutes the agricultural source of water pollution. It brings fertilizers, urea, potassium, nitrates, phosphates and pesticides, chlorinated hydrocarbons, organophosphates, metallic salts, etc., insecticides, DDT, BHC, copper sulphate, aldrin, fungicides, nematicides, rodenticides, herbicides and soil fumigants. Bathroom water contains detergent. Phosphorus and nitrates from fertilizers and detergents are regarded as major pollutants in most surface waters. Industrial waste released into water contain toxic substances such as arsenic, cadmium, lead, zinc, copper, mercury and cyanides besides some salts, acids and alkalis. Radioactive waste. Disposal of radioactive waste from atomic power plants is a great problem. Radioactive dust from mining and processing of uranium finds its way into rivers and lakes and then into crops, livestock and men through food chain. Solid particles. Rain erodes soil and carries silt to water. Tiny suspended particles of clay and steel dust also settle in water from air. These particles cause turbidity. Heat. Waters with temperature above 33 degrees centigrades are uninhabitable for all fishes. Many rivers acquire a temperature of 32 degrees centigrades in summer through natural heating alone. The effluents of power plants, electric as well as nuclear and certain industries are likely to raise the temperature of the receiving water. Biological effects of water pollution. In water, organic matter provides nutrition for decomposers, namely bacteria, Escherichia, Begetoa, Sphaerotilus and fungi, Mucor, Fusarium, Leptometres. Microorganisms present in the water body consume a lot of oxygen while degrading organic matter, and as a result there is sharp decline in dissolved oxygen downstream from the point of sewage discharge. This results in mortality of fish and other aquatic organisms. Deoxygenation of water causes anaerobic bacteria to produce foul smelling gases such as hydrogen sulfide and methane. These are called secondary pollutants. Besides destroying animal habitats, disrupting food chains and pollution of water with organic waste from scum and sludge, which render lakes, rivers unfit for drinking, bathing and recreation purposes. The pathogenic organisms present in the polluted water caused many diseases such as jaundice, typhoid, dysentery, diarrhea, cholera and tuberculosis. Many pesticides are non-biodegradable and their residues have a long life. The most persistent ones are organochlorine compounds. They pass through food chains and accumulate mainly in fatty tissues. Phosphorus and nitrates dissolved in water acts as nutrients and accelerate the growth of algae that may form a mat on the water surface. This increased productivity is called eutrophication. The algae use oxygen at night and may deoxygenate the water enough to kill the fish and other animals. Silt and decaying matter may accumulate and finally fill the base of pond. This process is called as senescence. It is a natural stage in the change of a lake into dry land. Pollutants from man activities can radically accelerate the aging processes of lakes. This phenomenon is called as accelerated eutrophication. Nitrates from fertilizers and detergents contaminates drinking water it is reduced in the stomach to nitrite, which combines with hemoglobin and reduces the oxygen carrying capacity of the blood. Nitrite poisoning may prove fatal in children. Toxic substances from industrial effluents can prove harmful for human health. They may reach human body directly with contaminated food or indirectly by way of plants and other animals. Concentration of toxic materials increases at each trophic level of a food chain. This is called biomagnification. Industrial wastes are injurious for vegetation as well. Since vegetation provides food and oxygen to animals, they are also adversely affected. Turbidity due to solid particles reduces light necessary for photosynthesis in plants. This disturbs the food chain in water and may result in loss of water life. When the particles settle out, they suffocate the organisms living at the bottom. Silt and mud may choke water sources. Warm water cannot hold much dissolved oxygen. Thus, heat causes deoxygenation in water, and this causes problem for aquatic animals sensitive to changes in temperature and oxygen level. Anaerobic decomposition by bacteria generates foul smelling gases. Conclusion: pollution disturbs our ecosystem and the balance in the environment. It is the process of making land, water, air or other parts of the environment dirty and unsafe to use. Pollutants are the key elements of pollution. In this program, we have learned about sources, nature and biological effects of air and water pollutants.